Okay, let's I'm gonna review conquering big words. And this is on my YouTube channel that's not shared anywhere. They'd have to specifically work to find these videos. So it's just us in our group, really. So remember, we started off with compound words, then we went to 2-syllable words, 3-syllable words. We didn't even go to, I didn't put 4 and 5 here, but once you get to 5, you get to scientific mathematical terms for conquering big words. So you might as well just do ACT prep once you get to 5-syllable. Let me press on not compound words, remember, because it's what they see first, they say what they see next, they say it all together. Let's do 2-syllable where we cover up half. We say what we see first, we say it all together. Now this happens to be a 2-syllable word. Yeah, that happens.
So I'm just as a person who's tutored for many years, it's just one of those, it's like riding a bike. It's like, okay, when I look at that, I say, where would you cut? So they know, but we're trying to get away from the patterns like the V, C, C, V. You'd cut between the 2 C's as your first choice of cutting. So we're not going that route.
Too many rules to remember with so many working memory problems.
Right.
Because I can't even recall, and I've practiced them and I did them for so many years. And then I was like, I found freedom in not having to think of those constantly. I just cut it in half. Say what you see first, say what you see last, say it all together. And when you cut it in half, a lot of times you're gonna have nonsense words, but you've been working on nonsense words since the very beginning. This is not a nonsense word, just a real word. Both of these,
right?
Compound word. But good way to begin is on compound words, of course, because compound words are gonna have 2 real words together. Once you get to 2-syllable words, they don't always have to be compound words. They can be nonsense and real, and then they can be real and nonsense. But anyway, they start practicing the nonsense and just trusting their own brain. The only rule you're gonna have to know is if it doesn't work still, they're gonna have to try it short, try it long, try it schwa. That's the first vowel that they see, because they're gonna have enough clues to be able to figure out what it is.
So first things first, just as a quick review, say what you see first, say what you see next.
So I'll say
last.
Yeah, last. Say what you see first, nap. Say what you see last, kin. Say it all together, napkin. See, what I forgot to mention, I knew it would come back to me. What I forgot to mention in the first class is we can only hold 4 to 5 new pieces of information in our brain at once. That's why when you have 6 letters or more, you got to cut it in half so we're not overwhelmed by the amount of letters. Now, some kids are on 5 to 6 new pieces of information, talking about the symbols, right? But not a lot are on that. I'm barely on that myself. Barely. But so see, with 6 letters, we cut it in half. We're not overwhelmed by the amount of letters. We're not trying to take in more than 4 to 5 new pieces of information at once. We're saying only 3, so we could do it. That's another reason why you're going to want to split in half.
Yeah, and I love the elimination of the worry of not teaching all the cutting patterns, not teaching all of the syllable types. Say what you see first, say what you see last, say it all together. And then their brains are automatically going to hear your voice. Oh, she says, say what you see first, say what you see last. Oh, and say it all together. Like it'll become automatic.
That's right. That's right. And this just happens to be where it's 2 real words. So that's a great place to start, because even though they should be very confident, and by this point on the second class, very confident with nonsense words. There's so many in the first class. I don't know. I'll stop saying that. I keep on repeating that. But we got abbreviation. But it's still a nonsense word. Pick, nick, picnic, but let's say they get one wrong. Okay, they go gobe. You just remind them, you don't see sneaky. I don't see sneaky here. Making it say oh. You might have to bunny hop through it. Remember, the first class is bunny hopping. Say each sound. G, b, gob. Yep, it's gob. Then they say nonsense, Lynn, and then put it together, goblin. Let's review with 3-syllable words. Okay, we're just going to cut in half. That's a good place, half. Bat, tree, battery. Because conquering big words, you always have to teach that you're going to have to say it harder, louder, faster for better processing of a word. That it does come out correct. When you slow words down, what happens is it loses how it's supposed to be pronounced. So you got to say it fast. That's why
So
you
you're
always
saying
have to go back and say it.
You're saying that you say the second syllable longer, stronger, harder. The second syllable or the first?
No, everything.
No, the first.
Everything
Oh,
harder,
everything.
longer, stronger. Because the brain has to hear it confidently or it doesn't feel confident. So it's almost tricking the brain and just saying, I know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
bat, battery, battery. Like
Yeah.
that. So it's always saying back confident. And that is very, very, very important to be done. And harder, louder, faster. Battery. Because the brain feels better with it. I don't know. Then it still being chopped up or stretched out. It can't be still left chopped up or stretched out because the brain is still in disequilibrium. It's got to be all together and confident. Battery. So guess what? Was rolls over to when they're reading books, they're still not all these chopped up words. It becomes more fluid because they're saying it automatically better. Battery. Well, I was trying to chop it up. Battery. There we go. So anyway, you'd have to see that in action. I'm just going to cut it by eye, just somewhere in half. But that's not really half. Favorite. But to me, it was half because I don't know, all these clumping of letters right here had it. So it's just eyeballing it. It's not counting it out or anything. It's just eyeballing. Hibernate. I'm eyeballing it. Cow. Okay, this is where it would be where you have to do, they'll say kale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then it's the rule is try it short, try it long, try it straw. So now they're going to try the first one short. Cow. Nder. And they might say ndar, okay? Because they have it. This is where conquering big word rules come in that are important. They're the first sounds that are listed before you even get to this point. And I didn't go over all the sounds and rules, did I? I'm not sure if I did with you guys. But there's several. Y'all recognize this? This means that if I did this, this means I went over the sounds. And I can't remember if I did last week. We're going to have so many letter combinations that say air.
Yes, you did.
R. And say ear. Okay, then, yeah. Then the other one was, there's going to be ones like this. We've learned AR says R. OR says or. ER says IR says OR says But now that was the first class even that they go over these pirate sounds. But now on conquering big words, we're going to know that they all can say because listen to it, calendar. We don't say calendar. So anyway, they have to know that. So cal-e. And they'll say endur because you just went over endur. So put it together, calendar. I'm just eyeing. Forg. And then etful, forgetful. So it's going to come together with their very smart brain after They say it fast. Forgetful. They still can't have it broken up. Or
And
still
not so much. What do you notice? Like the suffix full, because that hasn't been introduced yet. Take off the suffix, and what do you have left, or nothing like that?
the 4th class when we do morphology, which that's not today. Yeah, that's today. Sorry, I'm kind of out of it, guys. I didn't sleep well last night. Yeah, today is today. That's the 3rd class. That's the day where we do morphology with the full and all of that. Yeah. So let's do that now. But anyway, conquering big words is a good one to see in action. It's because it is way different, not all the syllable rules. And it shows you where when you see a child that's actually on that level, that they've trusted their own brain so much that they're gonna have that word make sense. They're gonna just trust their brain so much by this point. Because how many times have I said here and starting there, trust your brain, trust what you hear. And don't always try to make sense of it. We're not at the point of making sense of the words yet. 250,000 words in the English dictionary. We're not going to know all meanings, all words. This is not vocabulary we're working on. We're working on reading, and it's working on trusting your own brain. So what's happening is they're guessing at words and changing words up to match meaning. We can't be guessing at words to try to match meaning that they know. 250,000 words in the English dictionary. They just need to trust what they hear. Eventually, they'll get to know what that word means that they didn't know what it meant, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it? Ultimate Spelling Help is the next class, and this is where morphology comes in. Okay. Please open up. They changed their whole website. Kicked everybody out. Got to start fresh. It's been a mess.
Who was that?
This whiteboard
Which
chat.
website was that?
Yep. See how it said? See now it's making me start
Okay.
all over every time. It lost all my classes, all the people that were following me, everything. I had like 7, 8 people that had these classes. Now it's 0. So I'm basically having to start over. And every time I open it up now. Yeah, that's not good.
Now, how do you get away from that ever happening again? It's like,
That'll constantly,
why would you
because
do
of
that?
COVID, they're constantly changing all these websites, like updating constantly and changing. And it's kicking me out, and I come back on and everything's lost. And it's like constantly since COVID like that. It's been frustrating. So everything I had said in this class is gone. So I have to redo it, but I don't even know about resetting it because when
So
is
this
it?
is called what? This is called Whiteboard Chat.
Whiteboard Chat, and I like it, even though they reset it. I like it because it's got so many options. You can even upload a file.
Yeah.
Some files are there for all of these classes, for English and math. I guess it seems like every time I come back in, I have to restart from scratch and I have to reload the files. So, but the grammar one does
Maybe
this
call
class.
the company and say, can I count on you for not doing this anymore now that COVID is
Yeah,
up in there?
but they're making
Oh, it says
full
Whiteboard
updates.
Chat versus Jamboard.
Yeah, and I like it a lot. And I can see where math people would like it a whole lot. I don't understand a lot of these math things, but from what I've seen from them, math is really big.
Well, they have a lot of math tools on there, already interactive.
Tons. Now, go to their Facebook page, and if I were you, you'll see how many updates they've made. You scroll down and see all the things that they offer. Just go to their Facebook page, and it's like, because we just had this new update, and they show a picture of it, and it's like a list of updates, and it shows all the cool things. Just tons and tons of stuff, and they offer free trainings on this one, but I have not had time to take it. But I'm pretty good because, like I said, my grammar is in a file that I upload to it, and my not my grammar. Yeah, my grammar and my math, but not this class. This class is not a file. I just got to restart over. Okay, so we're going to talk about, we have to talk about the parts of speech. And believe it or not, this morphology, because our suffix is best for telling us what part of the speech the word is. So we got noun. Let's review with them what a noun is. Let's pretend like they know person, place, thing, idea. Let's review a verb, an action. And that's the main definition we use because we know that they're also linking and helping. We just say action. And then an adjective is, we're going to need to know that. And that describes a what? A noun. And an adverb describes a what? A noun. And you don't have, an adverb. And you don't have to go into this point yet where it also describes another adjective or another adverb. Just say it, an adverb describes a verb at this point. Okay, so we need to say that. Okay, we also need to say that we're going to add color, shape, size, dimension to words. That's going to help us a lot with dyslexia because we have strong evaluative skills, and that's what we look for, and that's how we think in color, shape, size, dimension. So we're going to make all of our prefixes with this shape. Okay, and that is for prefixes. Like I said, prefix is best for giving us the meaning of a word, to help us to understand the meaning of a word. We're going to give the root this shape. I think what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this, save it as a file, and upload this so I don't have to redo this all the time. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the root will go with this. And what does the root do? Same as the prefix. It also helps us most with the meaning of the word. Okay, and then next for the suffix, let's give it a triangle. You know, any shapes you want, just keep it consistent.
I think we should stick with universal, what you just created, just so everybody's on the same page.
And like I said, suffix is best because we don't need it for meaning, even though it can give us meaning. We need it for part of speech, how it could be used in a sentence. Very important. Just at this point, start when you're doing morphology, which is advanced phonics, sounds, and rules, including prefixes and suffixes, that you go ahead and start to learn some grammar things like the part of speech. So suffix gives us the part of speech. Now there's one other shape we're going to need, and it's this yellow. I forgot what shape. It said it's Friday and it's just y'all, so we're good. I didn't sleep well. So let's move that guy over. This one is going to be for any connectors. Connectors are so lovely. They're former suffixes, and they say, hey, you need me to connect this new suffix to a root, I'll be your man. But they're former suffixes. That's what a connector is. Okay. Now let's start. I don't have my matrices. I can look for them on a file, but I know they're not there on Google Drive.
So that's what I'm reading right now. You can upload your lesson plan ahead of time, create workbooks by uploading a multi-page, which is so nice.
No, I know, seriously. Yep, they're not, I don't have my matrices as a file. So we're just going to pull one up on Google. We're going to refer to it, and I'll get this all fixed up eventually. I'm gonna have to, right? Mass spec spell matrices. Great. Matrices, guys. Anybody? Oh, I added a letter in the middle position. Okay.
I never heard of that, matrices.
It's suffix. It's plural for matrix. Well, if we started with this one, this would be way too difficult and hard, right? Because you're gonna read. This is the first time they've seen adding color, shape, size, dimension. So we'll just do this one. Okay. But so I wonder if I can copy it. Hold on, let me try to copy image and just put it on there and see what happens. Is this, you get to see what it looks like when it's on there. Because I had it all on the class with all the matrices on each page. Okay. It wouldn't let me do that. Oh, I know what I could do. Hold on. I am going to make that file though. No worries. Because the file, I won't have all this stuff on it.
Yeah, this is fabulous.
Mm.
Trish, I need to scoot out for a minute. I'll try to join back in.
Okay.
I have to make a call.
Okay. Add media. No. There you go. Guess what? Here it is. Okay. Yay. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like when I get the file back together. But anyway, so we're ready to start. We're gonna make our diagram because we're gonna diagram the word. It looks like a regular, excuse me, just a regular sentence diagram, doesn't it? Okay, so let's start always on the matrix with the root. Now the root is always darkened and sometimes it gives us the definition. And maybe because this root is so easy and everybody knows what it means, it didn't have to give us the definition. We know what help means, give somebody assistance. So we're going to put it into our diagram. Let's put it here. And it's going to get this shape, the shape of what we said for root. So let's put that over it. Let's put it right above it. There we go. So that we know is our root. And we know what our root already means. It means to give somebody a sentence. Assistance. Now, this, if you look to the left, we'll see our prefix. It's un. Un. Anybody happen to know what this is, as if you're in a class, but un means? Because remember, our prefix gives us meaning. Anybody? Okay, it means not. I don't have to look that up. But if you want me to, I can show you how we look up what a prefix means. You go to Webster's Dictionary. I always have it accessible every time I'm tutoring every class. Webster's Dictionary is right there. Okay, un means, the prefix un means not, primarily not. That's the first definition. So, we already could know what it means. Unhelp. Unhelp means not help, right? Okay, let's go ahead and give it its shape. Okay, now I'm gonna let you choose. I suggest we do go for no connectors, which were form or prefix. Let's just go for prefixes. So that gives us three options: S, an ing, and an ed. You choose S, ing, or ed. Let's do S. Okay. I didn't even know if you knew that S is a suffix, but it is. Let's give it its shape of the green triangle. Okay. And so S gives us the part of speech, like I said. That's very important to know how to use a word in a sentence, and you know that based off the part of speech. So it says any S suffix is to be used as a noun or an adverb or a verb. So that means everything except an adjective. That's what it says. I'm gonna read it again. Used as a noun, adverb, or verb. Doesn't mention anything about an adjective. Well, who knew? Anyway, so our word, we have to do a word sum for it. Let me show you how to do a word sum. We're going to do un plus help plus s equals. And we're going to see how many letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Because we are known, if you have dyslexia, to add or delete letters. So it's very important. You're always conscious and aware of how many letters are in a word. 7. So if un plus help plus s, well, what does that say? Un helps. Do we know if that's even a real word? Well, that's why we have our dictionary. Okay, it's got the quotations mark on it. So that means just because you've added a suffix to a word doesn't mean it's a real word or a prefix. Let's just try unhelp and see if unhelp is a real word. No. So that means that just because, again, you've added a prefix and stuff doesn't make it a real word. So let's choose another suffix and see what happens. ing. Okay, let's look up and see what part of speech is used with ing. Okay, noun or verb or adjective. Everything but an adverb this time. Who knew you cannot use ing words as an adverb? Okay, so let's go ahead and do our new word sum. Un plus help plus ing. Let's count our letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 letters and unhelping. Okay. Let's check it out. Just because you added a prefix and a suffix doesn't mean it's a real word, and the dictionary would be able to tell us. It is a real word. Yes, it's an adjective. Yep, and that's what we said. Your ing can be used as an adjective, not an adverb. So here you could come up with a sentence. The unhelping dog made a bone. Made the bone deeper. Okay. So it's also saying that it suggests full. So let's try full. And how can we use full in a sentence? Let's look at that. Anybody know? How can we use full? I bet it's not you can't use it as an adverb, I bet. But you can use it. It's just a noun and a adjective. So not as a verb or an adverb. If you use the word unhelpful, the unhelpful dog made the bone deeper. So you're going to use in a sentence. You're going to know full means, again, a noun or adjective. You're going to know that we already knew what help meant, and we know when we added not. So this is at the very end. What do I do? Do I say, did knowing meant not help us with the word unhelpful? And we check mark, yes, it did help. Knowing what help meant, did it help us with this one? Of course it did. Knowing what full could be used as a noun or adjective, did it help with this? Yes. So we got 3 check marks. That means all of those clues in this was giving us, all the clues with the prefix and suffixes were helping us. So this is developing a larger vocabulary because you can apply the onto other words and the full onto other words. So it really helps with vocabulary, not just pronunciation. So sometimes we see where the prefix doesn't help us and it gets an X, but that's okay. We get the other parts to help us, and so on and so forth. But now they're ready to spell. So they're going to need that word matrix back. I mean, the word sum back up to be able to spell it. It's un plus help plus full equals 9 letters. Okay. So many reasons why they need this word sum to be able to spell the word better. Everything, remember, we can only hold 4 to 5 new pieces of information in our head at once. If it's all together 9 letters, we would not be able to. It needs to be chunked this way to help us. So we got un plus help plus full. Chunking, that's going to help. It says there's not so many letters. There's another reason. Oh, again, that we're very aware there's 9 letters. So if we add one or take one away, we'll know it. Okay, so I'm going to take it away. And we're going to spell unhelpful. You ready? I'm going to do it without looking. So being dyslexic, I'm thinking un plus help plus full. I'm literally putting that equation in my head to get this right. So let me make sure I have 9 letters. Make sure I didn't add any or delete any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Okay. Now, another thing it's very important is got to check the sounds. Sound word knowledge. We've been doing sound word knowledge since class 1. How many letters? How many sounds? That way we'll know if we've added, deleted, substituted, repeated, added letters. Let me check the sounds. Un, oh, unhelpful. Yep, all sounds are correct. I didn't add any, repeat any, or substitute any. So yes, I'm good. Of course, we started with a very easy word and a very easy matrix. I closed down all my matrices. Great. Matrices. Now we go much harder. We could do much harder. Let's do that. That one's much harder. Okay, so make sure you've mastered that they feel good with all of this before you go much harder. Okay. Know what I was gonna do because I don't have everything. So I'm gonna take a picture of. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Okay. So I'm ready to, whoop, I did the same one. Oh, that's funny. I'm ready to do my word diagram. Very similar to, did I do the same one again? Oh my goodness. Gotta stop doing that. What in the world? Great. What happened to the other one? It should not replace that, and it didn't. Good. I'm just gonna move it over. Okay. So let's diagram it. Okay. So we're gonna always start with our root first, and that's always the bold one in the middle. And this one, they give us the definition to make sure we know sign, S-I-G-N, means to mark or token. Let's just go with to mark, okay? This token's just weird. What shape do we give our root? We give our root this one. Okay, so let's go. You're going to choose for me what prefix do we use. Let's not pronounce them because we don't know how they're used in the word. Do we use DE or RE? Let's do RE. What shape do we say that we give them a parallelogram? Okay. Okay, so we're going to go much harder. We're not going to go for just the suffixes. We're going to do a connector for the first time. So let's do ATE. So kind of ATE used to be a prefix. Now saying, I'll help you connect the root to this new suffix. So let's put our connector on a line coming down here that's between our root and our suffix. What color did we say we're going to give our connectors? On the yellow. Okay. We don't need to know anything about HEE. We don't need its former part of speech, nothing. We just need to know it connects, and that's very kind of it. So let's get our new suffix, ED, ION, or URE. Okay, so let's do ED. And anybody know how ED words are used in part of speech? Let me guess. Verb, adverb, verb, 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 verb. That's my guess. When we have ED at the end of the word, it's usually a verb suffix. It says verb or adjective. I should have known. Yep, verb or adjective. That means it can't be used as a noun or an adverb. Just a verb or an adjective. Okay. I will go with Webster's Dictionary. I believe it. We didn't talk about what this prefix meant. Let's pretend like we don't know. What do we do again and we don't know? We go to Webster's Dictionary. So kind of it, giving us so much information. Should say again. Let's see if I'm right. Again. Yep, that's the primary number one. Again. So any words that have re in it could mean again. Let's think of words that we know. Rewind, go again. Rewind, do again. Repeat, do again. Yep, so a lot of words would go with again here. Now, The matrix is not matrix. The word sum is, it's time for the word sum. Very important to do the word sum. Now I've been known to call an equation because word sum is the official term for it, but equation's good because a lot of kids, they're not good at reading, writing, speaking, literacy anyway. They're sometimes good at math, so they like for me to say equation. What's the equation? 3 plus sine plus ATE plus ED. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go take my dog out. That's what's taking my focus. Now I know that that E can't stay there, but I'm gonna have to teach him a spelling rule. So when I get back, I'll teach you the spelling rule with it. Okay. So sometimes I don't tell them the spelling rule. I let them just spell the whole thing out, and then we check it in the Webster's, and we see that that E needs to be dropped. So let me do it that way. So the first thing we do is count the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11-letter word. Whew. So when it gets this big, knowing that kids can't hold that many new pieces of information in their brain, I probably do the numbers under here. 2, 4, 3, and 2. So if I can attach a number to letters, that always helps me. If I can attach a pattern to letters, that helps me. So if I can remember 2, 4, 3, 2, I can remember 2, 4, 3, 2. I can remember 2, RE, 4, SIGN, 3, ATE, 2, ED. That helps me. I put a number to almost anything that I need to remember. It helps me. I don't know about you. Okay, so let's check it to see if that is a real word. Haven't said the word name yet for a reason. Okay, so RE is my 2, SIGN is my 4, ATE is my 3, and then my other 2 is ED. Let's see what happens. Just because we added a prefix and a suffix to a root doesn't mean it's a real word. Nope, we've got its quarter around, but it does give me some hints. Let me look at this one. No, let me not look at that one. Let me think about it. Actually, I want the other one at the top. The very first suggestion is not letting me go back. Okay. Okay, so the spelling rule right here. It's saying I can keep my RE. It's saying I have to get rid of my G. It says I can keep the AT, but get rid of the E. So I'm gonna get two of the 2 letters to make this one work because it's the first suggestion. I always try to go for the first suggestion, by the way. So I will do what it said. I'm gonna get rid of the G. And I'm gonna get rid of the E. So it told me to get rid of 2 letters to come up with a real word, which I haven't told them the word yet, so we're good. Okay, so let's check out our new word sum based off their suggestions. Got less letters, yes. RE plus SI, I'm looking at it, and plus AT plus ED. But it's still got so many that I'm going to put the numbers underneath because it's still a lot of letters to be able to hold in your brain at one time. So 2, 3, 2, 2. I can remember that. 2, 3, 2, 2. Let me do it now. Let me practice. RESINATED. Okay, good. So resonated right there, where it is. It's a verb. It means to flavor, to have flavored, because the ED tells me to have flavored. I didn't know that. You learn a new word every day. Oh, I didn't count the total amount of letters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-letter word. Okay, I'm gonna get her to say it for me since I'm really not. Resonate. Okay. So resonated. Did RE meaning again help us? Not really. So I'm gonna put an X there. Again? No, I didn't mention anything. It just says to have flavored is the ED. Okay. And sin being a form of sign to mark. Not really. So I'm gonna put a slash. Didn't really help us. I can't see where to flavored had marked. Now the ED being that it could be used as a verb. Then this, that did help us because that's what it said, used as a verb. And of course, AT always, the connector always helps us. Let's put in a sentence. Flavored. I resonated the dish by adding flavor. Okay. So, I just need to spell it now. If I can remember 2, 3, 2, 2, I'll get it. Trust me. 2, 3, 2, 2. What's the first 2 letters? Middle 2, middle 3, middle 2, last 2. I can do this. I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. It's a lot of letters. 9 letters. RE. Now 3. SIN. Now AT is that, and then the last 2 ED. Should be 9 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Means I didn't add or drop any with my dyslexia. That's awesome. Because why would I have added or dropped in any? Because guess what? It's a sound and language processing disorder. So if I hadn't processed the sound, of course I'm going to be sometimes adding or deleting some if I hadn't processed it. I got to check. And I hadn't deleted any or added any. Let me check the sounds in case I'd substituted any, which is my biggest thing in the middle position. Resonated. Nope, didn't substitute any. Got them all right. So, again, adding color, shape, size, dimension to these 2D symbols helps a lot. And that's what the diagram does. That's what the shapes do. That's what the colors do. Breaking it down helps a lot, a whole lot. I can also read for vocabulary reasons. I can see re and now know that anytime I see re, it could mean again. I know that could be used as a verb. Anyway, so any questions? Not. I'm gonna go, and no worries. I review the next. For the next class, I'll review this. And any questions, you can let me know. Okay. They get more complicated than this. But you work your way up, scaffold it. Make sure that they're mastering easy ones first, the easy matrices. Okay, bye. See ya.